So I'm going to talk about the second half of the mortgage process. My name is Alex Carluccio with GustanShow.com. So the second half of the mortgage process is after you get your initial approval. So you've already been through the nightmare of getting all your docs together. You bought your house, the inspection, appraisal's ordered. Now your approval comes out. So what happens is we get a bunch of conditions on these approvals, and the condition means it's something the underwriter's asking us to get or for you to get. So of the 20 conditions, I'm going to say 8 of them are for us to do and 12 of them are for you to do if we get 20 conditions. And a condition may be a more legible copy of your bank statement. A condition may be missing page 4 of 4 for your bank statement. A condition may be prove this deposit of $3,000. It appears to be cash. We can't use cash. Please get a copy of the check and explain what that deposit is. Or it may be prove that the earnest money check cleared your bank account. Or it may be get an updated pay stub, or get a more legible pay stub, or it could be a ton of different things, okay? So those are conditions we're going to ask from you. The conditions that they're going to ask from us are they're going to ask for us to get title, which we have to order from the seller on most states, and then they're going to ask us to get insurance, which you're going to give us an insurance agent. We have to call. We have to put the investor's name on that insurance policy because they're the actual beneficiary until you make that last mortgage payment. So there's conditions we have to do, and there's conditions you have to do. So we're doing our conditions while you're gathering yours, and we put those two conditions together along with the appraisal and the title, and we send all those things into the underwriter, and we hope that she would sign off on all 20 of those things in one shot. Problem is, that doesn't happen that often. There's always a recondition. So be prepared for a second round of conditions. Now, what we provided may not made the underwriter exactly happy. She saw something that opened up another can of worms that we have to start dealing with. So we never know what's going to happen with that first round of conditions when we submit them. It could open another can of worms, or they could sign off on most of them and just recondition for one thing. So we're always hoping for no conditions, but sometimes we get a couple more new ones, and sometimes we open a can of worms and show that you have all sorts of new issues going on that we have to start dealing with that. And then we're going to, you're going to hate me, and I'm going to hate the underwriter, and everybody's going to hate each other. So hopefully we don't open a can of worms, but that's what the round of conditions are for the underwriter to really determine what's happening in your life, and if they see something and they ask for something, you provide it. It may take us down that path of the can of worms. So once we have satisfied all those conditions from the underwriter, appraisal, title, insurance, all your income docs, everything that we have, all the letters of explanation, we submit those to the underwriter again for the final approval, and then they give us a clear to close. And once we get the clear to close, then I start reaching out to the sellers and you and the bank and find out when we can close, the fastest we can close, and what time and what date and where we're at. Once I get that scheduled document saying we're closed, I send that to my investor. They start working on the closing package with the title company. So the bank and the title company are working in conjunction, trying to go back and forth to get that final cash to close amount. So customers always want to know what their cash to close is. You'd have to be a rocket scientist to know at day one what your cash to close is going to be at day 30. It's almost impossible. So it's all determined in those last 3 days before you close, and we go back and forth. We finally come up with a number. I tell you, go get a cashier's check for X amount after the bank and the title company's gone back and forth and come up with the final number of your cash to close. You go to the closing table with that cashier's check, you sign your name 50 times, you walk away, you shake the seller's hand if they're there, and you say goodbye, and you own the house, and there's no turning back from that point on. So that's from conditional approval to actually closing the house and walking away from the table. Thank you very much. Call me anytime. I'll explain any of this process to you. My number is 630-915-7550, or go to GustanShow.com. Thank you.